What if I told you that two school kids once hacked the CIA, the world's most secure intelligence agency? Now let's rewind the tape to the year 1989, to a time before the internet was a household name, a time when the world was still grappling with the enormous potential of computer networks. We find ourselves in sunny California, where our story begins. In the heart of this tech hub, two high school students were about to make headlines around the world, but not for winning the science fair or acing their SATs. No, these two teenagers, known to us only by their pseudonyms, Phoenix and Electron, were about to pull off an unthinkable feat. Phoenix, the ever-curious one, was always pushing boundaries, testing systems, and exploring the digital frontier. Electron, on the other hand, was the quiet thinker. He had a knack for understanding complex systems and finding ways to manipulate them. Together, they made a formidable team, one that was about to challenge the world's most formidable intelligence agency. But this isn't your typical teenage rebellion story. This isn't about spray painting walls or skipping classes. No, this was something much bigger, much more audacious. The target? None other than the Central Intelligence Agency of the United States. The CIA, an institution synonymous with security, was about to have its defenses tested by two high school kids. This tale may sound like it's straight out of a Hollywood script, but I assure you it's anything but. It's a story that exposes the vulnerabilities of systems we assume to be impregnable. It's a story that questions the very essence of security in the digital age. It's a story that reminds us that sometimes the most unlikely of heroes can come from the most unsuspecting of places. This is not a work of fiction, but a true story that shook the foundations of cybersecurity. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the incredible journey of Phoenix and Electron, and how they managed to infiltrate the world's most secure intelligence agency. Phoenix and Electron, two ordinary teenagers with an extraordinary hobby: hacking. Imagine two kids, each sitting behind their computers in different corners of the world, connected by a shared fascination for the digital universe. Their playground? An online chat room dedicated to hacking? This wasn't your average teenage pastime. It was a world where they could explore the hidden corners of the internet, push boundaries and challenge the status quo. It was a world where they were not just Phoenix and Electron, but daring digital explorers. Phoenix, an introverted young man from a small town in England, spent his days immersed in code and algorithms. His counterpart, Electron, a bright young woman from Australia, was equally captivated by the world of technology. Their curiosity was boundless, their ambition limitless. They weren't content with merely understanding computers. They wanted to master them, to know their every secret. In this online chat room, amongst like-minded individuals, Phoenix and Electron found camaraderie. Their shared fascination for computers and coding sparked a kinship that transcended the digital divide. They began to collaborate, each bringing their unique strengths to the table. Phoenix, with his knack for spotting vulnerabilities, and Electron, with her ability to write complex algorithms, made for a formidable team. But like Icarus flying too close to the sun, their audacious ambition led them to a daring challenge. They decided to test their skills against a formidable opponent, the Central Intelligence Agency. The CIA, a behemoth in the world of cybersecurity, seemed like the ultimate challenge. If they could infiltrate the CIA, they would prove themselves as true masters of their craft. Yet, in their quest for digital domination, they failed to consider the consequences of their actions. They were about to step into a world far more complex and dangerous than any they had encountered in their chat room. Their adolescent curiosity was about to pitch them headlong into a whirlwind of intrigue and danger. Little did they know their adolescent curiosity was about to land them in hot water. It was the proverbial David versus Goliath, two teenagers against the might of the CIA. Imagine it. Two young minds, known in the digital realm as Phoenix and Electron, squared off against a titan of cyber infrastructure. In the dead of night, Phoenix and Electron embarked on their audacious endeavor. They started by probing the CIA's network, searching for weaknesses. They were like burglars testing every window and door of a fortress, looking for an unnoticed flaw. They found their entry point in an overlooked corner of the CIA's digital fortress. It was a seemingly insignificant server that was slightly outdated and not properly patched. To most, it would appear harmless, but to our digital Davids, this was their golden ticket. Now let's take a moment to understand what patching means in this context. When software companies discover that their products have vulnerabilities, they create fixes or patches. These patches are then applied to the software to seal the vulnerabilities, much like patching a hole in a tire. But in this case, the CIA had missed a patch, leaving a small yet exploitable vulnerability. With their entry point identified, Phoenix and Electron launched their attack. They used a method called exploitation, which is essentially picking the lock of the digital door. They crafted a custom piece of code designed to exploit the specific vulnerability of the outdated server. This was their digital lockpick. Once the door was open, they slipped inside, undetected. They were now in the belly of the beast, roaming freely within the CIA's network. With careful precision, they navigated through the labyrinth of data, bypassing traps and alarms until they located their prize, classified information that was supposed to be untouchable. It was an audacious act of defiance, a daring dance on the tightrope of cybersecurity. It was a reminder that even giants can stumble, that even the most secure fortresses have their weaknesses. And these two teenagers, armed with nothing but their computers and their wits, had found that weakness. Against all odds, they had done it. But now, the real trouble was about to begin. The thrill of victory was short-lived, as the magnitude of their actions began to sink in. Phoenix and Electron, the two kids who had managed to breach the seemingly impenetrable fortress that is the CIA's cyber defenses, were now staring into the abyss of their actions' consequences. The fallout from the hack was immediate and far-reaching. The CIA, stunned and embarrassed, launched a full-scale investigation into the breach. The agency, known for its covert operations and secrecy, now found itself in an unfamiliar position, its vulnerabilities exposed for the world to see. Phoenix and Electron, once just ordinary kids, were now the subjects of an international manhunt. The authorities traced their digital footprints, and it wasn't long before the duo was apprehended. Their real names, once hidden behind the veil of their hacker pseudonyms, were now splashed across headlines worldwide. The trial was a media spectacle, as the public grappled with the reality of what had transpired. Two kids, barely out of their teens, had successfully infiltrated one of the world's most secure institutions. Their audacious exploit had turned them into overnight sensations, their names known around the globe. But to some, they were heroes, whistleblowers who had exposed the vulnerabilities of a system that was supposed to be foolproof. To others, they were criminals, kids who had crossed a line that should never be crossed. But as much as the trial was about Phoenix and Electron, it was also about the state of cybersecurity. The hack had laid bare the reality that even the most fortified systems were not immune to breaches. It was a chilling reminder of the vulnerabilities that existed and the potential for chaos when those vulnerabilities were exploited. The fallout was immense as the world grappled with the implications of the hack. But the question remained, was this a wake-up call, a stark reminder of the importance of robust cybersecurity measures? Or was it just an anomaly, a one-off event that would soon be forgotten in the annals of history? The fallout was immense, but was it a wake-up call for cybersecurity or just an anomaly? Two kids had just exposed the vulnerabilities of the world's most secure intelligence agency. In the blink of an eye, our perception of security had been shattered. The event had a profound impact on the world of cybersecurity. It wasn't just about two kids outsmarting the system. It was a glaring reminder of the frailty of even the most fortified digital fortresses. It was a wake-up call that echoed across the globe, shaking up the status quo and demanding change. In the aftermath of this unprecedented breach, the cybersecurity landscape underwent a radical transformation. The incident highlighted the urgent need for stronger security measures. It was evident that the existing protocols were inadequate, and the vulnerabilities exposed by Phoenix and Electron were a testament to this fact. The incident spurred a significant overhaul of the security systems within intelligence agencies worldwide. It also led to the introduction of more stringent regulations aimed at tightening the security loopholes that had been exposed. The world realized that the threat was not merely external, but could arise from within. and thus a greater emphasis was placed on internal security monitoring and threat detection. The incident also highlighted the importance of continuous learning and adaptation in the field of cybersecurity. The digital landscape is ever-evolving, and the security measures need to keep pace. The importance of staying one step ahead of potential threats was underscored, leading to an increased focus on predictive threat modeling and proactive defense strategies. The breach also led to a shift in perspective towards the younger generation. It proved that age is just a number when it comes to cyber skills, and it highlighted the need to engage and educate young minds about ethical hacking and responsible digital behavior. The story of Phoenix and Electron serves as a stark reminder that no system is impervious to attack, and that the world of cybersecurity is an ever-changing landscape. It showed us that complacency is not an option, and that continuous vigilance, innovation, and adaptation are the cornerstones of robust cybersecurity.
Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notification and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.